This might be COD Mobile's biggest update yet. The Season 6 update just came out for Korean and Garena versions, and I'm sure by the time you're watching this, Global will get their rollout as well. With that being said, today we're going to have a first look of the new update and how things look like in the game. I'll also explain some of the new settings and suggest if you should use them or not. Going into basic settings, there's new stuff you need to know about, and one of them is split throw button. For the longest time, we've had a single button for lethal and tactical equipment, and we had to toggle to switch onto which one we wanted to use. Enabling split throw button allows us to have two buttons, one for lethal and one for tactical. Now you can pull out whichever you want to use with a single touch. On the same note, fast throw isn't so fast anymore. Compared to previous versions, fast throw allows us to yeet trophy systems, but the new animation takes out the equipment, holds it for a bit, then throws it. Signu expressed his frustration over the change. How do you feel about it? Previously, we just needed to tap on the weapon icons on our HUD. If you ever moved your weapon icons around, they may seem too bulky for you and maybe prefer a single button for switching weapons. So COD Mobile added a one-tap weapon switch. Enabling this will give us a dedicated button for switching weapons. It isn't any faster or slower than the default. This may be useful for players who want a dedicated button for switching and move the weapon icons near the corner of their screen. Frustrated whenever you press the crouch button to slide and you think the game decides just to let you crouch? COD Mobile introduces slide hint. Whenever you run around or you're allowed to slide, the crouch button sprite will change to a guy sliding, giving you the hint that you'll be able to slide when you press that button. This may prevent you from crouching instead of sliding when you want to. No more blaming COD Mobile when you fail sliding. COD Mobile just added legal wall hacks. In the previous versions, you can only see your teammates' usernames and health through walls. This gives you a rough estimation of where they might be, and you have to look at the minimap to know exactly where they are. COD Mobile gives us perspective teammate. This gives you a visual on your teammate's position wherever they are in the map. This might be useful for modes like S&D, where you can determine the exact location of your team so you can position yourself better around the map. COD Mobile China got this feature way before us, and they are finally bringing it to the rest of the world. They added the option of 90 FOV, and to give you a comparison, I'll be showing you 51 FOV, 75 FOV, and 90 FOV. I encourage everyone to take advantage of 90 FOV because you can see so much more than if you were using 51 or 75. For AR or sniper users, I'd suggest you use a low or a medium FOV. If you want a video on the best settings you can use in multiplayer, let me know down in the comments below. They added mini-map settings that you can adjust without going over to your HUD to change opacity or scale whenever you want. But where the real fun is over here on mini-map info settings. Map zoom adjusts how zoomed in your mini-map is, giving you a larger bird's eye view for more information on your minimap. Icon zoom also adjusts the size of how big the icons appear on the minimap. More settings are here as well. With minimap rotation, you can toggle if you want your minimap to face the direction you're facing. Player in the center basically toggles if you want the map itself to be centered or you, the player. I'll show you rotation plus center off and on right now. Having both off seemed weird, but if that's your thing, go for it. I'm gonna stick with having it both on so I have a consistent sense of where enemies are and might come from relative to my point of view. Lastly, callout setting enables you to remove the callouts that show below the minimap. If you're a god and you've memorized every callout, you can toggle this off to have a bigger minimap. It's useful if you want to remove it if you don't want to confuse yourself and if you and your team have your own callouts for maps. COD Mobile also added separate subsettings for graphics, allowing you to adjust for different modes. And here you can enable stuff like God Ray, anti-aliasing, and more. If you want a best settings video for Season 6, let me know down below. Another feature that we already know from COD Mobile China, you can now customize your hit effects. I'll just show you the effects right here, one by one. Some are better than others, but Tactical Flare is the one that resembles Blood Splatter the most. You can change the color of your effects and toggle for hit effect zooms as the distance changes. Blood option is still available if you like seeing your enemies suffer from your bullets. If you want to feel immersed in the game whenever you get hit by grenades, thank you COD Mobile for the thermite nerf, you can enable explosion shake if you want. Personally, I prefer to have it off because I want to feel like a tank whenever I get hit by grenades and other explosions. You can now upload, download, and copy loadouts and sensitivities in the game. If you have saved cloud loadouts, you can use them and download them here. How do you get layouts? Easy. You can search and copy other people's loadouts or your own if you're transferring devices. COD Mobile also allows you to upload your local layout to the cloud, giving you the option to switch every time. You may know this already, but in case you didn't know, you can now have different score streak setups for each loadout. Really useful if you want to switch up your role every game. You don't have to deal with the same score streaks anymore. You can have a nuke loadout, S&D loadout, hardpoint, or domination loadout. Very nice. While in game, you can now see your operator skill percentage charging in real time. This gives you awareness on how near you are with being able to use your operator skill if you had a hard time having an estimation with the fill up circle before. This is a subtle change and it may not affect others, but COD Mobile added a slight shake on optic reticles. Here's a comparison side by side of the Season 4 and Season 6 updates. What do you think? Will this affect your aim? Those are just some of the changes on COD Mobile's biggest update yet. If you want to see more videos like weapon changes, make sure you leave a like and share this to your friend who still isn't updating to Season 6. What do you think of the new update? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.